So the price is right on the money and the tool is really feature rich. Today we're checking out the Nextool Flagship Pro Dark Multi-Tool. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now some time ago you may have remembered that I reviewed a bunch of different Nextool multi-tool type items, and even the Nextool Flagship Pro. This is in black. It has a few extra features, and it's kind of got that dark stone washed finished kind of look to it. One of the things they did mention, I thought it was kind of funny in the description, is this is a brand new tool. This is not used, you know, because it's got that stone washed finished on it. It does have two fresh upgrades to the Flagship Pro. It's got the full-size scissors, of course, and replaceable wire cutters. But here's the cool thing about this. You see those wire cutters up there, right? Carbide tip wire cutters on each side. Here's the cool thing about this. The other Nextool Pro did not come with extra ones, and this one does. So when those wear out, you can always get new. I believe they take the exact same size as the replaceable Leathermans, if I'm correct. They're all pretty much the same size, but with carbide type cutters like that, you're not going to run into that too much, having problems with it. So this multi-tool is constructed of 5 different kinds of alloy steel. All of them are corrosion resistant. Really great hardness, wear resistance, and long-term durability. My Flagship Pro that I'm using now, that I carry daily, has had absolutely no rust issues or any kind of corrosion or any kind of damage, and it's been beaten up pretty bad. The body on this has that kind of 3D hollow structure in the back, mainly to save weight, but I have found, let me close this up a little bit here, that it gives you a nice grip when you're holding it. You're able to get your hand around that, and it doesn't let it slip, and it's right where your fingers would be on either side. So you have that nice grip. You do have a nice pocket clip here. Now it is a high riding pocket clip. I want you folks to understand that. This will sit up a little bit in your pocket. Let's fold it all the way up. Fold up the scissors here. We're going to test those out a little bit. Fold up all these tools. And there we go. So that's what it will look like collapsed. Very easy to put together. Even brand new, it is a little stiff. It's still very simple to put together. Another awesome feature of this is everything is on the outside. I don't have to dig for anything. If I need a knife quickly, there we go. And by the way, that is incredibly sharp from the factory. If I need my saw, it's right here, you know. Any of these tools, right here. No need to open this unless you need to use the pliers. Even for the scissors, you can open these without killing yourself, you know, without opening up the middle. And the fact that it comes with a full-size set of scissors is really a game changer, because most of these multi-tools come with what I like to call compromise scissors. They're these little short little things that don't cut anything. So I do like the fact that it comes with scissors. If you use scissors a lot on your multi-tool, you will appreciate this. And the spring loading that goes back every time, that is awesome. So let's get into a little bit about the tools that are on here. You have 16 different tools: pliers, scissors, knife, saw, wire cutter, screwdriver, bottle opener, can opener, belt cutter, ruler, pocket clip in one multi-tool. Everything, again, is accessible from the outside. Can't beat that. I really, really like that. And I like the fact that a lot of these tools are kind of stealthy. You don't really see it at first. Like, I think that's some kind of cutter, right? But you have your Phillips head screwdriver on there. Same with the other one, except you have your flathead screwdriver on it. So definitely like that feature on it. It's definitely a nice little tool for everyday carry. There is even a ruler on here in millimeters and inches. So whatever you want to do it, whether you want millimeters or you want inches, goes up to 3 inches on that side. And let's see, 7. The old eyes aren't as good as they used to be. 7 millimeters on the other. Now most of the steel is 30 CR13. Again, this is not some kind of super steel, but it is a good working steel. The tool itself, the knife itself, is 5 CR15 MOV stainless steel. Really good at cutting and peeling. Will not be dulled easy, and that's nice. It's got a decent hardness to it. I have been playing around with it a little bit. I'm telling you, that blade is insanely sharp. Let me give you a close-up profile on the blade here. It does almost seem a little hollow ground. I'm not really sure. But definitely a nice blade on it. So if you use your blade a lot on your multi-tool, that's handy too. A lot of people I have found in the preparedness community will carry a multi-tool now instead of a pocket knife, because there's just more functionality. Is it a little bit heavier? Yeah, but it works for everything instead of just one thing. So you got the screwdrivers, the rope cutter, long nose plier, very precise plier. One of the things I like about it, let me open it back up again for you, is that the pliers are so precise. I mean, they're just right on the money. They line right up. Everything meshes together. There's no open spots you can see on the front there. Very, very nicely put together. Nice little package. So, we are going to test it out a little bit. I have some things here to test with cutting and scraping, and of course, my favorite, starting a fire. So, we will definitely test it out with a ferro rod and see how well that works. Let me get some stuff out here first to test out those carbide cutters and see how they perform with different types of items. Now, before we get too far into the testing of this, I did want to mention one last thing. This has a pocket clip. There are a lot of multi-tools out there that don't. They just come with something like this. And this little belt loop, I don't know too many guys who get up in the morning, or girls, and want to take this off their old pants and old belt, put it on their new belt. This is very, very handy. I like the fact that you got that clip there. You don't have to keep it in a pouch all day long. You can just clip it in your pants and you're good to go. I just wanted to mention that and show you. It does come with one of these, but it isn't needed. Alright, so let's start off with this. This is just some baling wire. I actually made a shortwave antenna out of this in my place here. Let's see. Yeah, right through that. Not even an effort to get through that. I'll find that piece somewhere. Let's get some 14 gauge wire here. Alright. There we go. Yep, cuts right through it nice and cleanly. No problem at all with that. So this definitely is going to work nice for you if you do a lot of cutting. I like the fact that these blades are replaceable. And with carbide tips, you're probably not going to need to replace them very, very often. That's a pretty strong piece of metal in the front there. But I do like the fact that you can do that. Another thing I wanted to try here with the needle nose pliers, and I'm going to cut myself a chunk off here, is twisting up the two ends of the wire here and kind of like making a twisty tie on the end. Is that an official word, twisty tie? Yeah, see? So this is definitely a nice tool. I like the fact that it's very precise. It's got that nice point on the end there. You don't have any kind of, floating around. I've had multi-tools, cheaper ones, when I first started prepping, that would have the side-to-side wobble, and the blade, the tip would be all over the place, So you're clamped down and you're halfway on one, halfway on the other. But with this, I can easily twist this stuff around here and get it as tight or as loose as I want. And when I'm done, just clip off the ends. No problem at all. Alright, so definitely passes that test. Let's try out a little bit with some paracord and using those cutters on it and see how that works, as well as this wire with those cutters. Alright, so I got some paracord out here. I did cut some off with it just to try it out. I used the scissors to cut, but what we're going to do is take this and see how well this works. Now, honestly, this really isn't as sharp as I'd like it to be, and I'll probably have to sharpen it up a little. But I got a feeling it will get through that. Yeah. It really isn't as sharp as I'd like it to be. That's really not a hard thing to do, to sharpen that up. But as you can tell, it did get through. Just one of the things I think on here, it could be a little bit sharper. I still have my Phillips screwdriver on there, and let's face it, I'm really not going to use this tool all that much. I'd probably use the scissors or the knife for something like that. All in all, not bad, but takes a little effort. A little more effort than I'm used to with that type of tool. Definitely cool little item, though, on the end there, and handy, for places where you can't reach. If I have to pull something and I can't reach a full knife in there or a full set of scissors, and I just reach in there like that and I can grab it and pull, that's a cool feature nonetheless. So, probably sharpen that up a little bit. You can see the edge there. I'll probably sharpen that up a little bit, but from the factory, the blade came awfully sharp. We know that, so we can test that out really quick, and then we'll actually really test the blade out and do some cutting with some other stuff there. There we go, right through. I'm trying not to bang the camera while I'm doing this, so I'm being really careful. It has no problem cutting through paracord without hardly any energy. So, let's get some fat wood and some wood chopped up and see how well the saw and the blade do. And we'll even try to start a little bit of a fire with some tinder. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is test it out here, try it out. I want to see how this works. I got a nice little way to hold that in place. And cut through there. Trying to do this and not bump the camera at the same time. Always interesting. And we're about halfway through here. Yeah, there you go. Let's see how far we've gotten. Okay. I'll go down this way. Gets a little bit more difficult when you get into it. There we go. Well, regardless, it went through. It did do a good job cutting. So that's definitely a handy little saw. That is really, really sharp and requires minimal effort to cut through. Again, this isn't an ideal cutting test for for a saw, but you see it did work very, very well. Let's take it inside and get some tinder with it and see how well we can get this to strike up a fire. Alright, I got my favorite fire starter back there, my dryer lint, but we got some fat wood here and some regular wood, and I'm just going to kind of carve off some pieces here of this regular wood, see what we can do. And as you can tell, I got a nice feather stick with this thing. This blade is very, very sharp. Definitely doing the job there. Very sharp blade. I'm having a little fun getting the wood everywhere, but it's definitely carving. Alright. So that's just some shavings. I just wanted to show you that in action. We're going to kind of bring all that in. That will help with tinder. Get a little fat wood in there too, where I've already carved. Now another nice thing about the tools on this is they do lock. They're locking tools, they lock in place. So if I had to use, say, the back of this or the back of the saw to scrape a ferro rod, I could lock it in the open position and feel pretty confident that it wasn't going anywhere. That is a nice feature as well. Because of the structure of the tool, obviously I couldn't use it to strike a ferro rod like that. It's actually buried in there. So even this here, I'd have no problem. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to close on me. You can see. So definitely a nice added feature that it's so well made. It's just a liner lock, but it's a very positive liner lock. All right, so got a nice little pile there. I'm going to put it back kind of in the middle of the camera here so you can see what's going on. We'll just take a little bit of dryer lint there, a little bit. There we go. I kind of want to put all this on top of it or around it. Now I'm going to close this blade up, and you see here's the liner lock. So you just push that down and close it up. Get all that off the end there. Take my saw blade. And again, locked into place. It's not going anywhere. My hand's right there. If this thing closed on me, I'd be in trouble. You see the positive lock up there with the liner lock. Alright, so a little strike. There we go. So you see that works very, very well, and none the worse for doing it. We got a nice fire going there with some tinder. If we wanted to, of course, we could put more stuff in there. I'm going to lift this off the top here so I don't burn my plastic underneath. But definitely works. All right, let me get this out before my fire alarm starts going off, and we'll finish up. You didn't think I was going to let you go without testing the scissors, did you? I want to just try them out. Normally, when you cut paper with those tiny little scissors that most multi-tools give you, it just folds over and does nothing. With this, you get a nice thorough cut all the way through. Now I'm kind of sloppy with it, but you get the idea. Nice thorough cut all the way through. So if you use scissors a lot in your daily work environment for whatever reason, I think that would definitely be a handy little thing for you to have on the end of your multi-tool. So let's wrap up and give you my final thoughts on it. Now, these are super affordable. For a quality multi-tool, these are super affordable. They're around 40 bucks, $38.99, okay? And I will leave a link down below where you can pick one of these up. I've paid a lot of money in the past for Leathermans, and I've even had some break on me. Not that they're bad tools, but if you're going to beat this up and use it at work every day, or use this in a camp situation or a survival situation, I really wouldn't hesitate. I've been using Nextool stuff now exclusively, as far as multi-tools go, for about 2 years. And the first one I bought on my own before they ever contacted me, because I just liked the specs, I liked the reviews, I liked what I saw in the tool itself. So, that is the Nextool Flagship Pro in dark. It's got that dark stone wash kind of finish on it. And so far, so good. I really like it. My Nextool, the Flagship Pro that I have that isn't in this finish, seems to work incredibly well. Literally, I have either sold or given away the other Nextool products that I had, not because they weren't good, but because I only have so much room to store stuff. But I kept the Nextool Pro, Flagship Pro, and I will be keeping this one as well. This is probably going to live with me in my pocket somewhere, just to keep it on me and be able to use whenever I need it. Might even suffice for carrying a pocket knife, because the knife is so darn sharp on this thing, and it's a pretty decent sized blade there. And as far as a pocket knife goes, I carry it as a tool, not as something I'm going to be using to defend myself with. So the weight on this, 10.2 ounces. Dimensions 5.2 by 2.3 by 1.3 inches thick. Your finish is stonewash, and as I said, it's made up of a multitude of steels, but the blade is 5CR15 MOV, and most of the other stuff is 30CR13 as far as the steel goes. I like the way it feels in my hand. I like the tool itself. I like the little pocket clip, the belt clip. That's kind of handy, the belt holder. But I do like the fact that you got a pocket clip on it. And this way, you can stuff it in your pocket and you don't have to constantly deal with taking this off your belt, putting it on, taking it off, putting it on when you change pants. So, that is the Nextool Flagship Pro Dark. I'm going to put a link down below where you can pick it up. Let me know if you liked anything in the video itself. If you want me to try other stuff with it, I can do that. Again, this is just a basic test. However, having used Nextool products before and having reviewed them, gotta say, I like it. I really, really like the quality that they're putting out. All right, folks, don't forget to check out all the links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate store where this will be in there. And we have our freeze-dry wholesalers link. If you're interested in stocking up on some food, which I would really suggest right now, that link will save you 15% just by using it. All you have to do is click the link and see what he has. He's got an amazing wide variety, from desserts to breakfasts to filet mignon to potatoes and vegetables. I mean, everything you could possibly think of under the sun. Now, some of it is going to require that you hydrate it a little differently than some of the other stuff you may have tried in the past. But if you can get past that, that's a great deal. And it's very, very affordable. Even though he had to raise his prices, you consider using my link, you're saving 15%. And compared to what I've seen for freeze-dried meats in the past, it's super affordable. Underneath that is our My Patriot Supply link. Okay, that's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. We got an awesome 4-week deal going on right now. If you want to get in on 4 weeks worth of food for $50 off, click the link, check it out, and see what you can do on that. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried store as well. I want you folks to check out all our links, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.